Alright, you guys, we'll go ahead and get started. Start off by saying Shabbat Shalom. All praises to the Most High Ahaya. Tonight's lesson, we're going to go into some information about what's going on in the world, like we talked about on Wednesday. This will be a two-part lesson. And the name of the lesson will be called Martial Law, Mark of the Beast. Okay, Martial Law / Mark of the Beast. We'll open it up for some questions. If anybody have any questions they would like to, questions or news that they would like to share with the group, just because we're talking about information dealing with the government. At this time, if anybody have anything they'd like to share, this is it.
I got something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got something. I don't know if anybody's seen the train
I can barely hear you, brother.
with the shackles in the building. What's that?
The guillotines.
Where is that at now?
They're supposed to be doing an experiment throughout the Southwest. They said they don't know if Arizona is going to be a part of it yet, but it's going to be Colorado, Utah, California, Texas, and somewhere else.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they got the shackles and the guillotines already on the train.
Right. Thanks for that information, brother. That's one of the topics we're going to touch tonight, so thanks for going into that. That's one of the things we already have on the agenda. We'll break it down a little more so people can understand what's happening. All right. So that's just the spirit of the Most High. It seems like everybody's kind of paying attention and realizing what's going on. Anybody else?
I did. I had something. I had read on the Huffington Post. One of the official leaders down in Baltimore made a statement, an announcement statement, basically saying that the civil rights laws do not pertain to the black community, saying that any protection given by the police or for the people, it does not pertain to the abuse and killing to protect a black person. And he said it was due to lack of income, inequality. It was some big words when I read it. So he tried to make it look, like he wasn't racist in a sense. But
And this is a brother?
No, this was one of the official leaders over the Baltimore Police Department.
Okay.
He basically just came out and said all this that they're doing is basically
We have the right to bomb on these guys at any time.
You're fighting for nothing. There's no help that you can get, basically.
What we already been talking about.
What you just said. He just kind of stated. So when I seen it, I was not in awe, but kind of like,
It's a reality check. It's a reality check. It hits home to let you know that at any given time, some people in Baltimore, they're about to unload on them guys. If they keep this up, they are about to unleash the dragon on these people. The dragon we're talking about is the one in Revelations. All right. Anybody else? Any more, brother?
There's riots in Philadelphia. There's riots basically now in other cities, as we kind of all know, but they're kind of rallying up and fighting against police. Exactly
what we talking about on Wednesday.
Yeah, it was the same.
The more states that have these riots is when they finally declare a martial law. Okay, listen, you guys, it's right around the corner. You're not playing around at all when it comes to and such. Anybody else? Okay. So with that in mind, that's pretty good. Both of the brothers, thank Tawada to Brother James and Tawada to Brother CJ for bringing that information. Both things and both topics that they brought up is right on point with what tonight's lesson is about. Okay, so let's start off in 1 Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. All right, and in Thessalonians, this is going to take us right into some information we're going to read to y'all. And just bear with it. It's going to be a two-part lesson where we go into information tonight, and then next Sabbath, next Friday, we'll do part 2 on this, because we're here, you guys, and I know a few people that's been involved in the truth for a while, and we talk about it, and we wake people up and warn them what's coming in the near future. And now that near future is here, it's time, you guys. It's time to get on it, okay? Because before you know it, it's going to be too late for so many people. So tonight we're going to give you some of the signs, which the signs are already happening. One thing I was reading earlier this week is this one lady. She used to work for National Bank out in Philadelphia, somewhere on the East Coast, and she had a really high position. And this lady said that one of the things that she know that's going to be an indication that the New World Order, martial law, is right around the corner. She says they're going to try to come in and do what's called an internet virus through the banks. Okay? She said that's one of the things that you should look for. She said the moment you hear about some type of internet virus through the banking system, to where like they come out on a Friday and say you can't do no banking and no transfers, no nothing dealing with your account until Monday. And she said the moment that comes, you know it's time to go, because once they declare martial law, they have once they declare it, they have 72 hours to get the troops on the ground. Okay, and she did a fresh post about 2 weeks ago, and she says from her understanding, it's closer than you think. Okay, why? Because the U.S. dollar is gone. It ain't even dropping no more, you guys. It's gone. Okay, and when you look at what Russia and China has done over the last 6 months, they've come together on their own and created their own money system, which is basically through gold. They're cutting America out of the pot. And not only are they cutting America out of the pot when it comes to that, but with the oil, they're finding a way to where they don't have to use America no more for oil. And guess what they're going through for the oil? Iran. So this is the reason why America is really trying, that's why they're trying to keep their foot on Iran so tough in so many different ways, because China and Russia are cutting America out in all phases. Oil, money, they have their own currency. Now they're going to be going through Iran for the oil, and this is where World War III is going to kick in, at is over the oil, over the property state of the oil. Okay, but before that happens, America will be somewhat in a new world order, which is under martial law by the time that happens. Okay, so we take it one step at a time, and let's focus on what's going on right here in our hometowns, right outside our doors, so we can try to prepare and get everyone on the same page. All right, go ahead.
In the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 1. And it reads, but of the times and the seasons, brother, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Most High so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
So that's going to be another sign right there. When the government comes out, Obama comes out talking about there's peace, there's safety, all right? When they start doing news presses worldwide talking about there's peace, everything's fine, everyone's safe. When they start talking like that, then it tells you right here that suddenly destruction will come upon them. Okay, as a woman in travail, and they shall not escape. All right, so once that destruction comes, if you're not already prepared and already in position, you're not going to be able to escape. So that's why we continue in the lessons to talk about these things to where you can start preparing yourself in a way to where you're not caught off guard, because once it comes, it's gonna happen overnight. You're gonna wake up and there's gonna be no movement. You're gonna try to get in your car and go down the street. How? When the troops are at every corner. Verse 4.
Verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
So you're not in darkness. So the children of the Most High, the light has been shined on you. You follow my word. You follow my precepts. So the spirit of you will not get overtaken as a thief in the night, because you're going to be prepared. You're going to know what to do. You're not going to get caught naked. Like a lot of people, so many people are going to get caught naked. So verse 4 says, ye are, brethren, are not in darkness. You're not in darkness. All right. That way, that day should not overtake you as a thief. Go ahead.
We're in verse 5, and it reads, ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
So he wants our spirit to be sober. Don't have all this madness going on. Let it be sober. Don't have all this false doctrine, all this false teaching going on. Okay, when you got all this false doctrine going on everywhere in different religions, people are drunk with these words. They're drunk with that spirit. So it says, be sober and don't be asleep as others do. All right. 80% of this world is going to be asleep when this time comes. When this time comes, everybody's going to be asleep. They don't care. Oh, martial law, whatever. Okay, New World Order, no big deal. The mark of the beast, the chip, no big deal. It's nothing. They don't want to wake up to it. So they try to overlook it as if it's a game. But he tells us, don't be asleep as others do. Verse 7.
Verse 7. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate and faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation.
Right? So it tells us, don't be asleep like these guys. Everybody's going to be asleep. So when that time comes, we'll be ready. All right? Like I always say, when destruction hit, boom. If you go into frantic mode, then you're going to get tied up. But if destruction hit, boom, and if you're prepared, and if you already have your spirit in the right way of faith and love and hope, then the Most High will help guide you in the right direction to get you out of that situation. Read this information that I have right here. So now, I'm going to read this article. I can't remember exactly where I got it from. I was doing so much digging and researching, so you guys have to bear with me. After the lesson, I'll find it and I'll give it to anybody that wants it. Or you already know, if you want it, I'll give it to you so you can have this article. But I'm going to go into some information about Walmart. I know everybody's heard over the last week or so, 5 Walmarts have closed in different states. And the reasoning is that these 5 Walmarts that closed, all of them say it's a plumbing issue. How is that possible? How is like all 5 Walmarts, which is a major corporation, going to have 5 stores closed at the same time due to plumbing issues? And not only are they closing because of a major corporation like that, if they have plumbing issues, wouldn't they get somebody in there that night and have it done within the next day or so? These 5 Walmarts will be closed for 6 months. So it's not like no temporary thing. It's not like no, okay, a couple of days or even a week. 6 months they've already come out and said these 5 Walmarts will be closed. So we're going to read a little article here on these 5 Walmarts. Go ahead.
Reading this article, and it reads, rumors and speculation is running rampant on the internet about the Walmart stores closing. Independent media hacks are jumping to conclusions ranging from the stores are being converted to FEMA accounts, closing related to Jade Helm, and many other paranoia prompting posts can be found on the internet as of this report.
So it says a lot of conclusions are ranging that these Walmarts are being converted into FEMA camps. Closing related to Jade Helm. Jade Helm is what Brother CJ was talking about. That's what Jade Helm is. Jade Helm is military exercise going on in multiple states at the same time, like training exercise. So Brother CJ said he's seen all kind of stuff on TV where they was transporting different things into different states and everything. It's related to this Jade Helm exercise. And we'll break down Jade Helm after we talk about Walmart and read the rest.
I'm continuing in the article. It says, at this point, nobody knows the cause of the sudden store closings. Pete Santilli and Danny McPherson cover the news regarding the mysterious and sudden closure of 5 major Walmart supercenters.
Supercenters, so these are not just regular Walmarts. These are the supercenters, all right? 5 major ones in different states. Go ahead.
In addition to the numerous reports in the mainstream and independent media, Pete adds some additional interesting information regarding Walmart's relationship with the Department of Homeland Security dating back to Hurricane Katrina.
So this guy Pete, all right, he says, I'm going to give some information regarding Walmart's relationship to DHS. So if you hear the word DHS, DHS is the Department of Homeland Security, dating back to Hurricane Katrina. So this guy says, hey, Walmart and the Department of Homeland Security has had a real close relationship since Hurricane Katrina. Go ahead.
I'm finishing the paragraph. It says, in this video, Pete displays a picture of Walmart's EOC, Emergency Operations Center, and comments about the EOC looking more like an NSA command center.
So Pete was saying, hey, Walmart's like one of they corporation centers, which is called the Emergency Operations Center. It looks like an NSA command center the way they got it set up. He said, this don't look like no regular corporation center. This looks like a NSA command center. Like they getting ready to make some commands and tell people what to do. So this guy Pete has a little insight on how Walmart operates. All right, and now that these 5 major super centers are closed down, he's leaking out the information. He's like the Walmart leaker. Go ahead.
We'll continuing on to the next article. It says, Pete's family member brother worked directly for Walmart corporate headquarters in Bentonville, Arkansas, and informed Pete about Walmart's relationship with the DHS. During Hurricane Katrina, the DHS coordinated heavily with Walmart since they have the resources to distribute disaster relief supplies.
So the DHS coordinated big time with Walmart since they have the resources to distribute disaster relief supplies. So people always was wondering, like, why is Walmart so huge? They got everything you need. You can go to Walmart and get everything. Anything for a camping trip, all the way down to a trip for the kids. Anything. All the way down to things for a garden, paint, construction, whatever you need. I want to get my car done. I'm going to Walmart. Walmart has it all. Fabric. Just think about it. So it says, this dude says that DHS and Walmart has been building a great relationship since Hurricane Katrina because Walmart has all the resources to distribute disaster relief supplies. Go ahead.
Finishing on in the article, it says, since then, Walmart has also worked directly with the DHS by installing pinhole facial recognition cameras in their stores, scanning customers, and uploading, sharing the data with federal government.
Read it again.
It says, since then, Walmart has also worked directly with DHS by installing pinhole facial recognition cameras in their stores, scanning customers, and uploading, sharing the data with the federal government.
So since Hurricane Katrina, Walmart has been working hand in hand with the Department of Homeland Security, and Walmart has pinhole facial recognition cameras in all their stores from the front to the back. And when you come in the store, it scans you. When you go out of the store, it scans you. Like to the T, to where it scans your face and gives them every bit of information about you. They already got it in the works, you guys. It's already in the works. And Walmart is one of the first people that's been working hand in hand with DHS. So, for future reference, every time you go into Walmart, bing bing. I probably won't be going into too many more Walmarts.
Feel like getting like that.
And Walmart, let's say about 6 months ago, linked up with DHS. They had a commercial saying, Walmart had a commercial saying, if anybody's in the parking lot, if you see anything, tell, like a see and tell policy. You know what I'm saying? It's just another way trying to get any and everything caught up in their parking lots, inside their stores. So you have to understand, you guys, this is huge. What's going on with Walmart? All right, and when you take the word Walmart and you take the letters from Walmart and mix them up, what do you get?
Martial law.
Martial law. A lot of people don't understand that. You can take the word Walmart and get martial law from it. Mark, okay, which is at the end. Then wall, which you turn it around, which is law. Mark, law, martial law. So that's not a coincidence that the word Walmart, you can kind of turn the words around and get martial law. These guys have been, they brought this super center in years ago. How long has Walmart been in business? You know, KG? Mid-90s or something? Late 90s? When did Walmart come in and take over? Because remember, at first it was just Safeway, Atco's, you know, Targets, just your normal Targets and normal Kmarts. See, Kmart became a super center after they seen Walmart was taking them out of business. You remember Kmart was just Kmart. Just really, really close, and you might find a box of cereal and some soap somewhere down a couple of aisles, but it wasn't much going on in Kmart. But then once Walmart came in and just blew everybody's socks off, you can go into Walmart and get lost. You didn't have to go to Kmart no more. You didn't have to go to Fry's no more. I'm gonna get everything done at Walmart. I'm gonna go grocery shopping, I'm gonna get my garden supplies, and I'm gonna do the school shopping. So when these other stores started seeing how Walmart came in and shut it down, now you got the big K, all right, super center for Kmart, all these other stores and Costco's and all this. But Walmart came in and they really shut it down, and they really have never really looked back. Didn't Walmart start that thing to where we compare pricing? Like we'll beat the other stores' pricing?
Price mention.
Price, what's it called?
Bad
Pricing?
match.
Yeah, so they found a way to make you come to their store. All right? If you bought it somewhere else and you come here, we'll beat the price. Bring your receipt. Daniel 7:23. So Walmart, when you think about it, you got 5 major Walmarts in different cities. They didn't even give the employees no notification. Employees just came to work the next day and the door was locked and they was like, are you serious? This is Walmart. No notification. Plumbing issues. So let's think about this. When you really think about it, Walmart is being connected to the underground networks to tunnel food from place to place. What state has the major tunnel system? Colorado, right? And it goes all the way back east underground. Okay? So now, plumbing issues with Walmart. So now when people see them digging underground in all these Walmarts that they're shutting down, they got everybody thinking it's plumbing issues. No, they're connecting those underground tunnels to these Walmarts. Just like they say, like Pete said in this article, Walmart will become the major distribution for disaster relief supplies, to where they can get them under those tunnels and get them from place to place quick. So if you got a lot going on up here on the ground, you got chaos, warfare, you know, now they don't have to worry about transporting goods out here and worrying about them getting destroyed. No, we can come right underground and get goods from place to place. Daniel 7:23. So they got this plan in action, you guys, right under our nose. And if people don't talk about it, then Walmart ain't gonna let you know what they just gonna leave it at the plumbing issues. But if people start talking about it, see, that's the scary thing though. Because the more people that start talking about it, then that just might make them push the red button even sooner. See, right now they kind of taking their time on the red button, but the more people that get on to what they're doing and they start talking about it, the red button is going to be pushed sooner. And that's why we must be in tune, you guys. We have to stay in tune with what's going on. We can't fall asleep during the week or during the month. You go to work and you get a nice fat check, you did a little overtime, and then you get comfortable again. See, that's what happens. Satan knows how to make you comfortable again. Like there comes some sense of urgency. We'll do a lesson or something. You're like, man, I gotta get going. You get some sense of urgency, and you know it's time to pack and get out of here and prepare. And then all of a sudden things will start going good in the flesh to where you get comfortable again, and you realize that, yeah, I know we got to get out of here soon, but you know what? Things are going good right now, and I want it to be like this. And before you know it, boom. All right. Daniel 7:23.
In the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 23. And it reads, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces.
So it says the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. So this kingdom is going to be different. Okay, this kingdom is going to be different from all the kingdoms that was before. And it's going to devour the whole earth. Alright? And this kingdom is talking about the beast, the mark of the beast. Alright? And what people don't realize, the mark of the beast ain't going to just be an American thing. The mark of the beast is the new world order in one. And what I mean when I say that, the mark of the beast, yeah, we know the mark of the beast has something to do with making everybody one. How can they make everybody one? By putting that chip in you and controlling you. Okay? Now everybody's a slave, so everybody is one. What's the mark of the beast? There's no more rich people, middle class, and lower class. What's the mark of the beast? The mark of the beast is to get rid of the middle class. What's the mark of the beast? Once the middle class is gone, now you have rich, poor. So now you have power, slave. And that's what they're setting it up to be. What was Obama's pitch when he got elected in his first term? I'm going to do everything I can for the middle class. And if you do some homework on Obama and the middle class in his 7 years, the middle class has gotten worse. Way worse. It's gotten hard. It's gotten real hard for the middle class. And I know me and the brothers, I want to say about 6 months ago, we found a picture to where you got a family with 2 people working in the household. Dad and mom, they work hard. And you look at a refrigerator, it's like a ghost town. And then you find a single mom with 5 kids and look in her refrigerator and it looks like a mini store. What's going on here? So they trained us well. They trained us in a way to where America's at an all-time high with people being on some type of assistance. Some type of assistance. Almost every household is on some type of something. WIC, food stamps, something. So they've trained America now to become, Obama's trained America now to become dependent on the government. And now at any time when the government want to say, I'm going to pull the rug from under you, now you're on your knees begging for the rug to come back. So the middle class is gone, you guys. It's on its way out, and it's, if not gone, it's right there. So now when you look at the overall scheme on what they're trying to do, that's what the mark of the beast is. The mark of the beast is to have so many people in high power to control, and then everybody else in poverty. Okay? And now once you're in poverty, you're kind of at a begging stage to where now if the government comes in and say, hey, you can't buy or sell, you can't do nothing unless you have this chip. 9 out of 10 people are going to say, okay, I need that because the rug has already been snatched from under. Now, if you have your own money, you have much money and stuff, now you have a little power, you don't care about that chip. You don't care about that mark. Okay? But this new kingdom, which is the 4th beast, is going to be more powerful than all other kingdoms. And that's going to be all these nations taking down all the 4 nations. So all these nations in the world, if your nation isn't strong enough, it's about to get taken down. It's going to get taken down by this beast. And the beast is going to be all the high powers and all the big wigs that are going to come together and make one. All right, so that's why our spirits got to really be in tune with Ahaya, because even if we flee America and we get somewhere else, the mark is going to be there too. I hate to tell you guys, it ain't like we're going to just leave America and leave the mark and go somewhere else and be comfortable. No, it's going to be chaos everywhere. But if we have the true spirit of Ahaya following us, then he's going to guide us and protect us with that hedge. Okay, let's break down Jade Helm. I'm going to give you a little information on Jade Helm. So we read that Walmart is being converted into FEMA camps, closing related to Jade Helm. So let's find out what Jade Helm is. So it says Walmart is in relations with this Jade Helm thing that's going on. All right, go ahead.
We're coming from an article. It says, for a made-up military mission.
Say it again.
For a made-up military mission, Jade Helm 15 is impressively elaborate. The 2-month simulation plan for this summer spans much of the Southwest, requiring special forces from 4 branches of the military to carry out covert operations amid hostile territory in Texas, Utah, and part of California.
So it says Jade Helm is a 2-month simulation plan. What are they simulating? Think about that. You gotta take their words and break them down. Jade Helm, the 2-month simulation plan for this summer. Okay, so this summer, Jade Helm is going to be doing a simulation with 4 branches of the military, not just one branch. So what's 4 branches of the military? You can have troops on the ground, right? You can have planes in the air, right? Military. You can have parachuters where they dropping troops everywhere. So now so Jade Helm, you're gonna see all phases of the military. It won't just be ground troops. And then you're even gonna see the drones. Drones is the next step that they put in there. So this is the 4 phases. All right, they bring it. So they're gonna do a simulation for 2 months this summer, to where they're gonna bring in every phase of the military and operate it as a hostile. They says they're gonna operate it as a hostile territory in different states. So when they do this operation, it ain't gonna be just no little basic training. It's gonna be a hostile situation. Y'all understand what that just said? So any state that they do this Jade Helm in, the people in that state are going to be witnessing parachuters. Like if you live close to a base or something, you're going to be seeing parachuters. You might be 9 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden you hear boop, 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 boop. They're going to be shooting because they're going to treat it like a hostile situation. Yeah, it's going to be blanks. They're going to have blanks in their gun, but they're going to be running around shooting, running in from building to building, crawling underground, acting like it's a simulation. They're simulating what they think is going to happen. What's the simulation? Martial law. Why? Because this martial law event in America is going to be different than any. See, you gotta understand. You've had martial law in certain times in this lifetime. Back in the old days, different countries, you had some type of form of martial law, okay, in other countries and other places, right? Mm-hmm. But the reason why it's going to be different in America, because everybody in America is armed. See, other countries, everybody's not armed, so they can come in with martial law and it can be kind of like a basic takedown, boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. But since everybody is armed in America, this martial law takeover is going to be the roughest one ever. They got a fight on their hands. People ain't gonna just lay down. It's a fight. So that's just why they're practicing so much. So like we said on Wednesday, what they're allowing those people to do in Baltimore right now is a trap. They're allowing those dudes to get rowdy. They're allowing them to take over, burning cars. It's a trap. They're building up the confidence in the people to make the people think they're going to win. They're building up the confidence in the people to make them think they got a chance, an actual chance. They don't know. Listen, this simulation that we're about to see this summer is about to get rough. Read that last sentence again. The 2 month.
I'm gonna read the last sentence. It says a 2-month simulation plan for this summer span much of the Southwest, requiring special forces from 4 branches of the military to carry out covert operations amid hostile territory in Texas, Utah, and part of California.
Okay. Now, let's do this. Put in, because from what I heard, it's 9 states involved in this Jade Helm. So go to your Google and put in 9 states involved in Jade Helm. I'm gonna do it with you. 9 states is supposed to be involved in this. 9 states involved Jade Helm. Helm is Helm. And then like Jade, Jade. 9 states involved in Jade Helm. Go to images. So over a 2-month span, starting in July, from July to almost September, these are the 9 states that are going to be getting hit with this Jade Helm simulation. Y'all see what I see? Arizona? Arizona's part of this? We got a problem. And the reason why I say we got a problem is because Arizona's smack dab in the middle of all this. Now I can see if you was Texas, you could kind of get away from it on the east end of this and get out of that. I can see if you was in Nevada, you can go north. But Arizona? What if something really popped off? And they already got all these troops in all these states. It ain't. It's gonna be rough getting out of Arizona. Can't run to California. Can't run to Utah. Can't run to New Mexico. Can't run to Colorado. It's gonna be surrounded. So, in July, it's about to get ugly in Arizona. You're gonna see tanks. You're gonna see this simulation that we just talked about everywhere. Especially if you live on the west by Luke Air Force Base. If you live on the west by Luke Air Force Base, you're gonna be hearing helicopters every night. It's a training. And not only is it a training, it's not a basic training, it's a hostile training. Why? Because they're going to train as if they're already in combat. Read the second paragraph.
In the second paragraph, it says, in at least one of those states, hostility toward the operation has begun a few months early. Online and at in-person meetings, many Texans have expressed suspicion and outright opposition to the project.
So people in Texas was already suspicious of what's going on. They already like, man, we are opposing this. We don't want this in our state. Ain't nothing they can do about it. And then North Carolina, a week and a half ago, British and American military, over 2,100 men were deployed in parachutes from the air. Look it up. You can put 2,100 paratroopers in North Carolina. 2,100, you can put 2,100 paratroopers in North Carolina. And watch the video on YouTube after this. 2 weeks ago in North Carolina, they was doing a drill to where over 2,100 paratroopers, half British, half American, were deployed in the sky. And people say they're looking up in the sky and seeing all these men coming down. Military. What's going on? Are you serious? So they're getting ready. Once martial law happens, listen, man, it's gonna these military guys are gonna be like flies. They're gonna be like fleas coming from the sky, on top of your roof, in trees. It's gonna be rough. Read paragraph 2 again.
In the beginning of paragraph 2, it says, in at least one of those states, hostility toward the operation has begun a few months early. Online and at in-person meetings, many Texans have expressed suspicion, and outright opposition to the project. Some are understandably worried about how it'll affect their daily lives, while conspiracy theorists claim it's an attempt to institute martial law, possibly in conclusion with Walmart.
So it tells you that Jade Helm, these people that's on top of their game, they tell you that this Jade Helm thing is in works with the Walmarts. This is why all of a sudden the Walmarts are shutting down. Okay? And in the states that the Walmarts are shut down, guess what's going on there? The Jade Helm simulation. So don't be surprised within the next month we have a major Walmart here in Arizona that goes down. And what's happened to all the Walmarts over the last 2 months anyway? They all start closing at 12 o'clock, right? Why? I remember we was asking that at the group. We was like, about 2 months ago, we had so many Walmarts that was 24/7. And then all of a sudden, every Walmart was like closing down at midnight. You asked, right, brother? 2 months ago, you asked one of the people in Walmart, why are they now closing all the stores at 12 o'clock? What did they tell you? Safety reasons? Safety reasons. Who say? Yeah, I was about to say safety for who? So Brother KG, about 2 months ago, him and his wife, Sister Rachel, was in a Walmart, and they asked, why are y'all going to be closing down at 12? And the dude told him, for safety reasons. Safety reasons for who? So you guys, when you start grabbing pieces that you went over in your head from months ago and years ago, and you start kind of connecting the dots a little bit, you start saying, whoa, slow down here. But it tells you that Jade Helm, the conspiracy theorists, which are the crazy people, you know, in newsstream media, they tell you that the conspiracy theories are crazy. They say we conspiracy theorists. I go places and I try to talk to people about the truth and about this stuff and relate it to the Bible, and they're like, "Are you some type of conspiracy theorist or something?" I'm like, listen, man, I'm just giving you the facts. You want to call me conspiracy theorist, then hey, I'll be that guy. But Jade Helm is an attempt to institute martial law. This is what these people are saying. These people say, why would they put all these troops in all these states and do a 2-month simulation drill? Listen to this. Listen, this don't even sound right. 2 months? Remember Iraq, they was only supposed to be in Iraq for what, a few months, right? Bush said, I'm gonna just put them out there for a while. A while turned into 10 years. This don't even sound right. A 2-month drill. Usually it's a couple of weeks, or something to that nature. And then from my understanding, you know, once I read something, I keep digging. I found something else that said, supposedly after this 2-month drill, they're going to move a bunch of these guys to Canada. So it's like,
well, it's almost like they're trying to stop you.
What?
Mexico.
It's nowhere. It's nowhere to go. It's nowhere to go. But that's what they say. So after the 2 months of this, they're going to move a bunch of these guys to Canada. But we already know, once they put all these people in these 9 states, they're not going to be removed. This is permanent. I hate to say it. And let something happen. Let something happen to. Go ahead, brother.
My father says on here that it's more like 30 states that it's going to happen, not 8.
Well, they're starting off at 9. I'm just telling you the 9 that they're starting off with. But that's why I said, but eventually it's going to be a takeover. It's going to be everywhere after a while. But the 2-month simulation that they're talking about, they're telling us it's 9 states. But when you really think about it, we're not stupid. When you really think about it, why would they only do this simulation in 9 states? Eventually, they're going to do it in all states. Not even 30. They're going to do it in every state. And like I just said right now, I read something to where they say after this simulation, starting in September, they're going to move a bunch of these guys up to Canada. So why would they do 9 states in America and then skip all the way to Canada? No, they're going to do all the states and then make their way up to Canada. So you guys, we have to, I'm not trying to get people scared. I'm not trying to get people like, oh no. This is the time where we come together and really prepare and think on how we need to do this. That's why our camping trip that we got coming up in June is so important, you guys. It's critical. That camping trip we have in June is critical on how we must learn how to operate out there, you guys. And I was watching this another dude and this lady they was talking. They're like conspiracy theorists, I guess, if that's what you want to call them. And those two people say the only way you can get away from martial law is by hitting the woods. I said, wow, ain't that a coincidence? That's what these two people were saying. They said the only way you can somewhat get away from martial law is by hitting the woods. The lady's like, I hope you know how to survive in the woods. Yeah, we will. Read the rest of that. In response.
It reads, in response, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the state guard to monitor federal troops there during the exercise.
So the Texas governor has already asked, can we find a way to monitor these guys? We want to make sure these guys ain't going to be getting out of bounds. There's going to be so many of them in our state. You know, Texas always try to go over the president's head and try to get what they want. So he says we gonna bring our state guard in to keep an eye on this. Go ahead. These are federal troops. I hope y'all hearing this. These are just not regular your cousin and your brother that's went to the army. These are professional federal troops who don't care about you or not. These are not your uncles and your cousins that's went to the military. They getting those guys out of the way. Why? Those guys have feelings. If I got normal people that has relatives living in these states and I got them on the ground and something happens, they're going to chicken up. They're not going to blow that little kid's head off. Hey, that's my family out there. They're gonna chisel up. But if I bring in federal troops, Russians, Britons, they don't care about us. They gonna blow that 8-year-old's head off if he say something too loud. Gotta understand the key words in here. It's not just regular troops. Federal troops are not American citizens. Go ahead.
It says, during the training operation, it is important that Texans know their safety, constitutional rights, private property right, and civil liberties will not be infringed. Abbott wrote in a letter to Major General Gerald Betty of the Texas State Guard Tuesday. Events for the exercise are outlined in a map among unclassified documents posted online last month. Army sources have verified to the Washington Post that the map is legitimate. U.S. Army Special Operations Command says simulated exercises like this are routine, though they are rarely so broad in size and scope, and that the public won't experience any disruption in their day-to-day lives, since the entire operation takes place in a pre-coordinated remote area.
Come on, man. So the U.S. Army Special Operations Command said this simulated exercise is like a routine. This ain't no routine. How is it not routine? Because it just says right here, though they are rarely so broad in size. Just the size alone is going to mess up somebody's everyday life. If I see paratroopers, I hear boop, 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 boop at nighttime, even though it's blanks, I'm disturbed. I don't care what they say. And then they try to say this operation is going to take place in a pre-coordinated remote areas. No, listen. Where are they going to do it at? They're going to do it in areas to where we are going to experience this. Like I said, especially if you live close to Luke Air Force Base. That's where all the supplies are. Go ahead.
We have U.S. Army's. Okay, yeah. It says at an information session in Bastrop on Monday, command spokesman Lieutenant Mark Lastoria fielded questions about whether Jade Helm 15 will involve bringing foreign fighters from the Islamic State to Texas, whether U.S. troops will confiscate Texans' guns, and whether the Army intends to implement martial law, according to the Austin American-Statesman.
So the lieutenant in Texas had questions about Jade Helm. And his questions was, first of all, are you bringing foreign fighters to Texas? And are you guys going to confiscate guns and implement martial law? Go ahead.
It says, it's the same thing that happened in Nazi Germany. You get the people used to the troops on the street, the appearance of uniformed troops, and the militarization of the police. Bastrop resident Bob Wells told the Statesman after the meeting, they're gathering intelligence, that's what they're doing, and they're moving logistics in place for martial law. So
this lieutenant who's been around knows a thing or two, says, hey man, this ain't nothing new under the sun. This is the same thing they did in Nazi Germany when they brought all the troops on the street and said it was an exercise, did it for months, and got the people used to all these military troops walking around and doing things, and then next you know, boom, martial law. He says this ain't nothing new. This is the same thing I'm seeing. He says these guys are getting in place for martial law. This is what he's saying. Go ahead.
It says, that's my feeling.
He said, that's my feeling. That's what I believe.
Now, I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong. I hope I am a conspiracy theorist.
So now this lieutenant says, man, I hope I'm wrong, but from what I see, this is the same thing they did back in the day. Go ahead.
It says, according to the Statesman, Lastoria attempted to assuage residents' concerns, saying the operation in Bastrop County will take place almost entirely on a private land, leased to the Army by the owner, and participants won't be trying to sneak through the population undetected. Everyone involved will wear uniforms or orange armbands signaling that they are part of the exercise, he said.
So the U.S. Army Special Operations is trying to convince the people and convince this lieutenant that our simulated exercise is going to be in a private location. And y'all don't have to worry about troops being on the streets to where people are going to see them. These guys are going to have wristbands on, orange armbands that'll let you know that they're part of the exercise. So this is their deception. This is their lie. This is their lie to where they try to cover up, because now people are on to what's going on. Now, if people wasn't on to what's going on, then they don't have to explain. They don't have to lie. But it's just too many times over the last couple of years where we've seen people in Congress on stand lying. A couple of years ago when people started getting hit on to the Obamacare, and you got people asking, hey, is this Obamacare going to be making people get chips? Whoop de whoop de whoop, and they on stand lying. No, not to our knowledge, just lying. Just like the NSA leaker when Snowden leaked out the information, they asked these people on stand, hey, did y'all know that this was happening? No, we didn't. So same thing right here. They're going to lie to you right in your face. But just like the very first precept of the night, in 1 Thessalonians, all right, 5 and 3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And right now, this U.S. Army specialist is promising that there's going to be peace and safety. You don't have to worry about it. You see what's going on here? All right, so it's right there. Read the rest of that. Concerns?
Says concerns about the operation extend beyond Bastrop. Texas talk show host and self-described thought criminal against Big Brother Alex Jones ran a story about the operation under the headline Feds preparing to invade Texas, lists state as hostile.
So Alex Jones did a story not too long ago saying that the Feds was preparing to invade Texas because the state is hostile. Go ahead.
Says Texas is listed as a hostile sector. Of course we are. We're here defending the Republic, he said on his show.
So why would they say Texas is a hostile sector? Like I said a little while ago, Texas is one of the states. They one of the main states to be the first state to go against the president on anything and make their own law. You have Alex Jones that lives in Texas, that's a whistleblower on them, and you have Glenn Beck. Anybody know who Glenn Beck is? Glenn Beck is in Texas. Hey, Glenn Beck be on these dudes. Hey, he be gnawing their head off every time he speak. Who else is in Texas? Ron Paul. Ron Paul be on top of their dumb pieces too. Go watch some Ron Paul clips. Go put Ron Paul into YouTube and watch how he owned. And Ron Paul that ran for presidency more than anybody in American history and always gets last. And I used to say that growing up. Every 4 years you see Ron Paul on the ballot and he got 8%. You be like, when is this dude ever gonna give up? 8% run? For real. But now that you're older, you can see why they made sure that dude ain't never got in position. Ron Paul become president, man, he gonna put a stop to a lot of this stuff. Well, probably not stop it, but he's gonna have everybody on the wear, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is why they say Texas is a hostile sector. You got a lot of main people there in Texas that blowing a whistle on this type of stuff. Next part.
Says multiple websites of varying repute also drew a link between the operation and a recent Walmart announcement the chain will be closing 5 stores, 2 of them in Texas. Are the closed Walmarts being activated as central command for underground operations? Read a headline on IntelliHub, which calls itself the Civilian Intelligence Agency.
So go to IntelliHub, INTELLIL Hub, and it says if you go there, it'll kind of give you some information that these 5 Walmarts are being closed down to become central command centers as underground operations. All right, and like I said, when you put it all together, they said they're closing for plumbing. Plumbing does what? Take you underground. Makes sense, right? It gives them a reason to start digging underground in the Walmarts and have people think it's dealing with plumbing issues. And by the time you look up, it's a complete FEMA camp. It's a complete command center. Just what we read. All right, read the last part.
It says Other sites posted a video allegedly showing underground tunnels between the shuttered Walmart locations and Jade Helm training site.
So people already got videos on YouTube showing that this is for real. This is what's going on. All right. Read this last part that I have on Jade Helm.
It says Jade Helm. It says from July 15th to September 15th, 2015, the U.S. military will be conducting a massive military drill throughout 9 states in an operation entitled Jade Helm. This rather alarming drill across the entire American Southwest will include the U.S. Army, Green Berets, U.S. Marines, Special Ops Command, U.S. Navy SEALs, and U.S. Air Force Special Ops Command.
Why we need all these people? Why we need everybody? That's like everybody. They didn't leave not one person out. U.S. Army, U.S. Marines, Special Ops Command, not just U.S. Marines, but Special Ops. U.S. Navy SEALs. What we need the Navy SEALs for? Does that mean when people do escape through Mexico and think they getting away clean like OJ, who gonna be sitting there waiting on them? SEALs gonna be right there waiting. Them SEALs gonna be right there at the border waiting. That's why you get the SEALs involved.
Gulf.
U.S. Air Force, that's where your drones and everything come in at. So you guys, listen, it's man, I can't say when, I can't say how, I can't say where, but I can say it's here. And when you really think about it, you gotta really be smart and just don't be a dummy to it and say, well, okay, well, maybe it is just an exercise. All right, well, why do they need so many people in this exercise? Why are they bringing everybody? And not only are they bringing everybody, but they bringing the feds in. And anytime the feds come in, it means it's serious. Why they can't go do this in London? They really want to go train somewhere, go do it in another country. Why are you doing it here? So that lets you know that it's a lie, or it's just a training exercise. And then the number one key thing that I haven't said tonight to this whole martial law is what? Can anybody tell me? Barack? We ain't talked about Barack yet, right? Huh? What have I been saying for 2 years dealing with Barack? What has everybody been saying? A lot of people been saying on YouTube, this dude the last president? What have I been saying? You can't bring in another president if you're in martial law. So if you're in martial law, you can't elect another president. Isn't Obama doing this like right on time at the end of his term? Isn't this his last go this year? He's supposed to be out of here come January 16, right? But if this button gets pushed on this, he in cruise control. Look how he's set this up. That's one clever dude. He's been clever from the beginning. Real smooth. Smooth operator. And now that we've allowed the smooth operator to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, now we got to come together as the people of the Most High and not get scared, you guys. Like I said, when you operate under a scared spirit, it causes you to mess up. But if we can come together as the people and be smart about this, like the lieutenant said, hopefully this ain't what I think it is, but you know, And that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, yeah, I know we've been talking about this for years and years. It's coming, and listen, it's 2015 and it's already midway almost. You see how fast time is going? Time ain't waiting on nobody. I don't care what y'all say. It feel like they just talking about 2015. We already in month number 5. It's already halfway over almost. So these times are coming real fast. The end days are here because time ain't waiting. Okay. Years ago, you can kind of chill a little bit because time was taking its time, but it ain't taking its time no more. It's moving. All right, let's go like 10 more minutes. Let's go into Revelation 13. So, like I say, this is a 2-part lesson, and next Friday we'll get on the second part on how martial law goes into effect. All right, we're talking about the back end stuff and stuff like that, and next week we'll talk about the actual event that's going to push. The actual events that's going to push martial law into effect. See, right now we're talking about the preparation on their end. Does that make sense? Tonight we're talking about the preparation on their end and how they're setting up. And then next week we'll talk about what's going to actually make them push the button on it. So we'll read a little bit of Revelations. We won't read it all, but we'll read a little bit of it. Revelations 13:1. Go ahead.
We're in the book of Revelations. We're in chapter 13, verse 1. And it reads, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast."
So it says the dragon gave this beast a power, the authority. And this beast had 7 heads, and one of the heads was wounded. Okay. And that's speaking of Rome. Remember how Rome was the biggest empire of all time? But it was wounded. Okay? And his deadly wounds was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. So when all this does hit the fan, martial law and everything gets out of control, and America gets taken down, then Rome is going to rise again. It's going to become a major empire all over again. Alright, and that's where Obama and all those guys will sit. They'll all sit in Rome somewhere and run a new world order from that range. Verse 4.
In the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 4, and it reads, "And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High."
We'll break down the 42 months is part of part 2's lesson. Go ahead.
"To blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, and tongues, and nations."
So like I said in the beginning, the beast is a system, is a system that's going to come in and take down all small nations. All right, this is the new world order. You're going to bring everything under one order, and if your nation can't hold its own, you're out of here. The beast is coming to make war with the saints. And this is just not even the children of Israel. let me explain this to you. The war with the beast is going to be against the saints and anybody that don't want to follow anything that the beast has to offer. So when the beast comes in and says, all right, well, you need this chip and you need to go to FEMA camp, and anybody that's not willing to do that, the beast is going to make war with them. That can be a Christian, that can be a Muslim, that can be a Mormon. That could be anybody that don't want to reside with the beast. That could be anybody that don't want to bow down to the beast. They're going to make war with you. And it says that the beast is going to overcome them. And all power was given to him over all kindreds, all tongues, all people, all nations. Verse 8.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 8, and it reads, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life, of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
So the beast is going to make everybody come under subjection. And it starts with martial law. They're going to scare everyone into subjection to where you ain't going to have no choice but to take that chip and become a slave. And to be under their order, to have a curfew. A grown man can't go where he want to go. You're going to be under curfew because martial law is going to be right there at the end of the street. You're going to have to do everything that they say. Get up. You're going to have to get up. There's no more being lazy and sleeping in and chilling. No. Every morning, soldiers at your door, get up, time to work. Go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You come home, curfew, get in the door, get in the house. No more, nobody patrolling the streets. 9 o'clock curfew. We don't want nobody out. No cars, no nothing. So it's going to be total control, and anybody that don't want to roll with that system is going to get taken out. I'm just through the Spirit trying to show you guys how it's going to look, how it's going to work. That's how it's going to work. And as long as you be a good old boy and a good old slave and do what they say, you're fine. Yeah, you'll have the chip in your arm. Why the chip? That way you can't try to escape. If I'm a soldier, I knock on your door in the morning and say, go to work, you might get tired of this after a while. Man, I'm tired of them telling you what to do. One day you might try to run away. But nah, they got that chip in you. And the moment you try to run away, guess who's gonna come get you? Mr. Drone. Mr. Drone gonna track you right down and shoot you down to the ground. See, they gonna keep the military on the streets and keep them in position for anybody that tries to riot and fight. And the moment you try to escape and get out of there and think you're getting away clean like OJ, no, Mr. Drone, they're going to just push the button on Mr. Drone, and Mr. Drone going to track you down like a little heat-seeking missile and just take you out. That's what the drones are for. Finish it out.
We're in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9, and it reads, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Let him hear what's being said right here. Okay, pay attention. That's what it means when it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Pay attention to what's going on. Don't be one of those people that get lackadaisical and let this go by you. And then you get caught naked. We're going to close the precepts right there. Like I say, next week is going to be part 2. So we'll pick up from those precepts and then go into more precepts. And then more information on why they will push the button on all these military guys being in Jade Helm. That's what we call it now, Jade Helm, since we know what it is. Jade Helm is putting these people in position. Alright? And it's putting them in position to do a lot of things, put them in position to spy on us. We already seen that Walmart's got everybody that's been inside of a Walmart the last few years description down to a T. And then right along with what? Facebook. Facebook knows your every move, you guys.
Google too.
Google too?
Searching.
Google.
Yeah, automatically.
Google, along with Walmart, along with Google, along with YouTube, along with Facebook, all those Gmail, all those things have every single thing that they need on you. Everything. And along with work. Why? Because 90% of companies nowadays have what? Where you put your fingerprint or you put something in to clock in. A lot of corporations have that. I see Sister Rachel work a job where they still allow you to sign your name. That's probably the only.
I just gotta type in.
That's probably the only company that allows that now, which is companies dealing with like homes and stuff like that. But any type of corporation, when you go into work, you got to put them fingers in that system or something. Bloop. So they already have us tracked down. And then, like I said, they already passed the law. By January of next year, every American citizen will have to have a new ID that has a chip in it. Everybody. Told you I was watching something on the news 3 weeks ago. The federal law, the Fed said that that Arizonans' driver's license are invalid. The Fed said that. The Fed says everybody in Arizona has invalid driver's license. So if they want to be jerks right now, just pull everybody over and say, you have an invalid driver's license. You have 48 hours to go get a new one. If you don't, they could. Because the feds already came down and regulated and says everybody in Arizona has an invalid license. So you guys, it's so when you start looking at everything, it's all tying in together right at the same time so they can do what they need to do. Man, I've been telling y'all for a long time, I sure don't want to be here. I wish we could just get on with the getting on. So, I mean, everybody, we got to start praying more. We got to come together as a group so that Spirit can lead us out of here, you guys. I can't say it enough. There's nothing else in America that I even want or need anymore outside of you guys, this group and my family. I don't need nothing else out there, you guys. So, you know what? Let's get everybody under one accord. Now that I give this lesson tonight, go research. Go read up on these 5 Walmarts. Go read up on Jade Helm. Go read up on the underground tunnel system that goes from Colorado all the way to Georgia. Go read up on it. Just go read up on the Colorado airport. Start reading up on this stuff. Go watch the movies. What's the movie where China invades America? Red Dawn. Go watch these movies that's come out over the last 2 years. White House Down. Is that called with Jamie Foxx
as the president?
White House Down. Go watch these movies, and it will tie into what we're talking about tonight. And through those movies, it'll kind of snitch on them how it's going to happen. Okay. So with that in mind, we'll say Shabbat Shalom. All praises to the Most High, and we'll pray it out.